You have the freedom to be yourself, your true self, here and now, and nothing can stand in your way. Richard Bach's Jonathan Livingston Seagull is a spiritual allegory wrapped in the feathers of a hopeful bird whose dreams reach far beyond the horizon. At its core, this novella explores the tension between individuality and conformity, the pursuit of perfection and the boundless nature of the spirit. It's a parable for anyone who's ever felt confined by society's expectations, urging readers to rise above mediocrity and embrace their inner potential. Jonathan is not like the other seagulls. For most of his flock, life revolves around the mundane grind of scavenging for food. The group clings to safety, routine, and the simple pleasures of survival. But Jonathan sees the world differently. He's captivated by flight, not as a means to an end, but as an art form, a discipline, and a gateway to something greater. He pushes his body to its limits, diving from great heights, experimenting with complex maneuvers, and risking everything to master the skies. His passion, however, isn't met with admiration. The flock, led by elders steeped in tradition, view Jonathan's obsession with flight as reckless, pointless, and most of all, disruptive. They believe he should focus on what matters, finding food and adhering to the flock's rules. For his defiance, Jonathan is exiled. Banished to live alone, Jonathan doesn't wallow in sorrow. Instead, he embraces the freedom to fly without judgment. In isolation, his skills soar to extraordinary levels. He learns to reach speeds and heights other gulls wouldn't dare imagine. Yet Jonathan's story takes a transcendent turn when he meets two radiant seagulls who reveal themselves as members of a higher plane of existence. These seagulls, with their flawless flight and luminous presence, explain that Jonathan's relentless quest for perfection has opened the door to enlightenment. They take him to a celestial flock, where others like him practice the art of flying, not as an obligation, but as a form of spiritual expression. Under the mentorship of Chiang, a wise and mystical elder gull, Jonathan learns that mastery of flight is a metaphor for the mastery of self. Chiang teaches him that true freedom isn't just about breaking physical barriers, but also mental ones. Jonathan begins to grasp that the limitations most seagulls accept are self-imposed, and that the pursuit of perfection isn't about impressing others. It's about self-discovery. Though Jonathan could stay in this higher state of existence, basking in the joy of his newfound abilities and knowledge, he feels an irresistible pull to return to his old flock. He knows there are others, like his younger self, who feel stifled by the expectations of the group. Perhaps he can inspire them to reach for their potential, to see that life is more than scavenging scraps of fish on the shore. When he returns, the flock initially meets him with scorn and disbelief. But Jonathan's persistence and unyielding kindness win over a few curious outcasts. Among them is Fletcher Lynn's seagull, a young bird yearning for more. Under Jonathan's mentorship, Fletcher learns to push beyond his fears and doubts. Together, they demonstrate to others that the sky, both literal and metaphorical, has no limits. As more seagulls begin to follow Jonathan's example, the once rigid norms of the flock start to erode. Jonathan's message isn't about rebellion for its own sake. It's about opening one's mind to the possibilities that lie beyond fear and conformity. His teachings ripple through the flock, challenging the long-standing belief that seagulls are meant to live ordinary, earthbound lives. Eventually, Jonathan steps back, passing the mantle to Fletcher and others who can continue the mission. He transcends once again, leaving behind a powerful legacy and an enduring movement. Jonathan's journey isn't just a tale of personal triumph. It's a call to all creatures to rise above their self-imposed limits and to embrace the infinite.